Yo, what is good, NFL fans? Welcome back to Touchdown Kingdom, and in this video, I will give you guys my Week 3 NFL score predictions. We're coming off a phenomenal weekend of football, so many crazy comebacks to talk about, and I'm really excited to break down my thoughts of week number 3 heading into the NFL. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. We just hit 3,000 subs here on Touchdown Kingdom, and I couldn't appreciate you guys more for all the support on this channel. Don't forget to hit that like button if you guys enjoy, and also comment down below some of your score predictions of week number 3 in the NFL. Before we hop into the video, we're going to hear a quick word from the sponsor of Touchdown Kingdom, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a daily fantasy app that's all about player prop bets. You pick 2 to 5 players, and if they score more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you can win up to 10 times your money on any entry. All first-time users that deposit and use promo code TDKING will receive 100% instant deposit match up to $100. If you deposit $100, PrizePicks will give you that $100 back. If you deposit $50, PrizePicks will give you $50. For example, this weekend, I have a big parlay happening. So in this week's parlay I have in PrizePicks, I have Tua Tagovailoa going over 250 passing yards. What he did last week was just absolutely insane, throwing for 469, so I think he's going to replicate that performance by going over 250. Jonathan Taylor was kept in check. I don't see that happening on back-to-back weeks. I got Taylor over on his yards, which is at 87. Garrett Wilson had a crazy rookie performance last week. I think he's definitely going to get over 50. Tyreek Hill over 78, I think is a lock. And I do think Trevor Lawrence is going to go less than 240 passing yards. So if all 5 of these hit, you put $50 down, you can win $500. My favorite part about PrizePicks, even if 4 of the 5 hit, you still make twice your money. So make sure you guys use my code TDKING down below in the description to sign up for PrizePicks today. And with that being said, let's hop right into my NFL Week 3 predictions. The Pittsburgh Steelers head to Cleveland to take on the Browns for a Thursday night AFC North showdown. Both teams are 1-1 coming off Week 2 losses. The Browns blew a 13-point lead to the Jets with a minute and 55 seconds to go. The Browns' rushing attack is legit with Nick Chubb and that offensive line. Jacoby Brissett can get the job done if the running game is at its peak like it was last week. Meanwhile, the Steelers are coming off a loss to the Patriots. Mitch Trubisky did not have his best game, throwing just 168 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Both the Steelers and the Browns have tough, talented defenses, and I'm expecting this to be a gritty game in Cleveland. I have the Browns coming away with a victory with a low-scoring contest with the final score of 16-13. The Miami Dolphins host the Buffalo Bills in a battle for first place in the AFC East. Both teams head into Week 3 undefeated. Pull off a huge comeback with Tua Tagovailoa having the game of his life, throwing for 469 yards and 6 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are proven to be the league's best wide receiver duo. An extremely impressive win for Miami. But now they will be truly tested with Buffalo coming to town. The Bills took care of business and they look like they're at their peak, a well-oiled machine. They absolutely blew out the Titans in 3 quarters, with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs proving to be the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the NFL. The Bills do not have any weaknesses on their roster and are truly the best team in football as it seems. It is hard to bet against the Bills after seeing them blow out both teams in primetime football they faced, so I'm going to have to take the Buffalo Bills in this matchup. I have the Bills winning 31-24. The Cincinnati Bengals are headed to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Jets. The Jets pulled off a comeback for the ages. They never gave up, and they showed that it is not the same old Jets as previous years. With quarterback Joe Flacco remaining the starter until Zach Wilson returns, I'm expecting a good day from Flacco in this game, who is currently 3rd in the NFL in passing yards. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson is proving to be the next potential star wide receiver as he faces off the established star in Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow has been sacked way too many times to start off the year. The Bengals will be desperate in this game as they are looking for their first win of the season. Also, remember last year when the Bengals came to MetLife? The Jets beat them, so you know that they're going to want revenge. I think this will be a close game, but the Bengals are going to come out on top with the final score of 28-24. The Las Vegas Raiders head to Tennessee to face the Titans, the battle of 2 0-2 teams. The Raiders blew a 23-0 lead to the Cardinals and lost in overtime, while the Titans, they got embarrassed on Monday Night Football against the Bills. I think the Raiders will actually come away with this win on the road, since they've seemed to show more heart in their first 2 games, and they definitely have way more talent across their roster. I have the Raiders winning a close matchup with a final score of 24-21. The New Orleans Saints are headed to Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Saints finally lost to the Tom Brady Buccaneers last week for the first time. The Saints could not get their offense to click on that Todd Bowles defense, while the Panthers, they lose on the road to the Giants and they fall to 0-2. This game will come down to the quarterback play, and I'm going to take Jameis Winston over Baker Mayfield personally. I got the Saints winning 27-21. The Baltimore Ravens are headed to New England to take on the Patriots. The Ravens blew a 21-point fourth quarter lead and lost to the Miami Dolphins, while Lamar Jackson had an MVP type of game. The Ravens defense definitely lost them that game, while the Patriots got their first win of the season against Pittsburgh, spoiling their home opener. This will be a hard-fought battle, but I cannot see Lamar Jackson losing again the way they did, especially the way Lamar Jackson is playing in the first two games of the season. I have the Baltimore Ravens winning 31-21. The Detroit Lions head to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. The Lions got their first win of the season, and they look to be a fun team to watch all year long. Jared Goff is getting the job done, and the Lions are playing hard for their head coach Dan Campbell. Meanwhile, the Vikings, after an impressive week number 1, they got embarrassed on Monday Night Football with Kirk Cousins looking awful. Justin Jefferson got clamped by Darius Slay after having a huge week number 1. Kirk Cousins needs to be better if they have any chance in winning this season. I'm actually going to take the Vikings to bounce back and win at home with the Lions keeping it close. I have the Vikings winning 24-21. The Philadelphia Eagles head to Washington to take on the Commanders in an NFC East battle. Carson Wentz against his former team. Jalen Hurts definitely looks like the real deal, and the Eagles look like the favorites to win the NFC East early in the season. They are stacked with talent on both offense and defense. Carson Wentz has been putting up great numbers, but I do not think it will be enough to contain the Eagles. I have Philadelphia winning 24-20. The Kansas City Chiefs take on the Indianapolis Colts, who have been a huge disappointment so far this season. Matt Ryan does not look too good for Indianapolis, as they are coming off getting shut out by the Jaguars. While the Chiefs look like they are ready to compete for the Super Bowl after starting 2-0 and beating the Chargers on Thursday Night Football, I think this is going to be a blowout. I have the Chiefs winning 34-10. This game will be interesting. The Texans versus the Bears. The Texans are searching for their first victory of the season with Davis Mills, while the Bears are coming off a loss on Sunday Night Football to the Packers. Justin Fields has yet to show any significant improvement in year number 2. Both teams seem to be in the middle of a rebuild, but I actually think the Bears will come away with a win, and I have Justin Fields having the best game of his young career. I have the Bears winning 24-17. The Jacksonville Jaguars take on the LA Chargers. The Jags look like a completely different team with Doug Peterson as their coach. Trevor Lawrence is making strides in year number 2 with all his new playmakers around him. They shut out the Colts 24-0 at home, which is very impressive. But now they have to take on the Chargers on the road, who is stacked with talent. Justin Herbert is banged up with a rib injury, and as I'm recording this video, we do not know for certain if he'll be going to play. I'm going to assume Herbert will be good to go, and I'm going to pick the Chargers to win in a close battle, 25-24. The LA Rams head to Arizona to take on the division rival Cardinals. Both teams are coming off Week 2 wins. The Rams, they almost blew their lead and allowed the Falcons to come all the way back to upset the Rams, but Jalen Ramsey made sure that did not happen with his game-winning interception. While the Cardinals, they pulled off a huge comeback against the Raiders to shock the NFL world, winning in overtime. They came back 23-0. But I still like the Rams to take care of business on the road in this game, which Sean McVay will prove to be why he is one of the top coaches in the league. I had the Rams winning big, 35-28. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady, the battle of the two elite veteran quarterbacks in the game. This is going to be a great game for the NFL for so many reasons. Aaron Rodgers bounced back after a bad Week 1 performance as Tom Brady led the Bucs to 2-0. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense looks elite under head coach Todd Bowles, and I think that will be a huge difference in this matchup. Even though the Bucs playmakers are banged up and suspended, like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and other players all across their roster, I still have confidence in Tom Brady to elevate the guys around him. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers' playmakers, they're young and very inexperienced, but they stepped up last week. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home with the final score of 28-24. The Atlanta Falcons take on the Seattle Seahawks, two teams coming off losses. While Geno Smith did not look the same in week number 2 like he did in his heroic opener, the Seahawks will always play hard and win scrappy games no matter who they have in the roster as long as Pete Carroll is their head coach. The Falcons, they almost pulled off a big upset and a big comeback against the Rams, but they fell short. Atlanta definitely found their true number 1 receiver in Drake London, but they cannot seem to get Kyle Pitts going just yet this season. I'm going to take the Seahawks to win this game with the final score of 17-13. The San Francisco 49ers head to Denver to take on the Broncos for a Sunday night football. Bad news for the 49ers is Trey Lance being out for the season with breaking his ankle. But the good news is for 49ers fans is they did not get rid of Jimmy G in the offseason, as they definitely have confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo to get the job done, as he led the Niners to the NFC Championship just last season. The Broncos, they won last week, but they still have not impressed me just yet. Russell Wilson has not found his groove with his new team. I'm actually going to take the 49ers to come away with the road victory on Sunday night primetime football with a final score of 24-17. The New York Giants host the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. The Giants are off to an impressive 2-0 start, while the Cowboys got a huge win with backup quarterback Cooper Rush over the Cincinnati Bengals. Brian Daboll has already shifted the culture for the Giants. They are not the most talented team, but they are proving how much coaching matters in this league. Cooper Rush is a great backup and beat Joe Burrow last week, but I'm going to take the Giants at home in this game to get another pesky low-scoring victory. I have the Giants improving to 3-0 with the final score of 16-10. That does it for Touchdown Kingdom's Week 3 NFL predictions. Comment some of your picks from week number 3 down below in the description, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and use my code TDKING to get 100% of your deposit matched on PrizePicks using the code down below in the description. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and let's enjoy week number 3 in the NFL. Peace out.